Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live stream. It's just go live. Okay, welcome to this live stream. It's 12 p.m. in California, Tuesday. Really, really weird day. And welcome to this live stream. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a really weird day. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's weird because I woke up today. I was switching my bag. So yesterday I went to a dinner with investor. So I was taking things out of my bag and putting them into my backpack that I used to go to the office. And during this transition, I lost the key from my apartment. So I remember taking it out of my purse, putting it onto the sofa, and then it just disappeared. And I have been looking for it all morning. I checked like everything, under bed, bathroom, like all of the places you can think of, even checked the fridge. The key is gone. So I'm stuck in my apartment, which is so funny. So yeah, I don't know how these things happen. Yeah, we'll just wait for my friend who's gonna bring me the key, and then I will be released from the apartment. This is so funny. And these things happen sometimes, and then randomly, I'm sure I'm gonna find it because I remember putting it on my bed. So I'm sure I'm gonna find the key. But this is just so weird. Like, seriously, how can you disappear? Just, I was holding it in my hand. So yeah, I hope your morning was not as weird as mine. And I'm here today to answer your questions about whatever you want to ask me. And we have people from all over the world, and I know many people are waiting for this live stream. So we're going to wait for everyone. And while we're waiting, maybe you could give me an idea where you're watching this live stream from. I'm in San Francisco. Here's a little sneak peek out of my bedroom. But I am going to be in New York in a week. I just got my tickets yesterday, so I'm going to New York on July 20th. And I'm going to do, we're going to have a meetup in New York on July 22nd. And if you want to join, it's going to take part in ILSC Language School in New York. And yeah, it's going to start July 22nd, 3 p.m. So if you want to come, please come. And then I'm going to Russia, and then I'm going to Italy and Spain. And so I'm going to be touring our employees. And another funny thing, I just wanted to share some things with you guys. Yesterday, we hired 6 new people to our company. So we are now a company of 21 people. And this is so funny. 6 years ago, which is 2 of us. Yesterday we hired 6 people. And we're growing fast, and I want to meet everyone in person. So we have someone in Madrid, someone in Ukraine, Russia, and all over the place. So I'm going to travel and meet them all. And also my friend is getting married in Italy. So yeah, I'm going to travel there. And let me see where you guys are from. So we have Moscow, Panama. Is it Panama? Italy, India, Egypt. It's 1 a.m. in our region, Siam says. Yeah, wow. Thank you so much for watching me at 1 a.m. Bangladesh, Kenya, France, Morocco, Poland, Syria, India. Wow. Vast geography. Brazil, Thailand, Tennessee. I remember Tennessee from the last stream as well. Poland, Egypt. Nice. Morocco. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Ukraine. Nice. We also have Russian speakers joining, even St. Petersburg. Wow, so many Moroccan people. Turkey, Canada. Where's your office in Ukraine? In Kiev. Belarus, Brazil, Ukraine. Yay. Spain, India. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. The whole world is watching, which is great. Turkey. Great. Okay, so another thing I wanted to tell you is yesterday I had an amazing dinner with one of our investors, and he made this. If you subscribe to my Instagram, it's Lingua Marina, just like on YouTube. You should have seen that he has set up this wonderful dinner where we sat down at the table with amazing people, also from all over the world. We had a girl from Philippines. We had someone from Colorado. We had someone from Poland. So like a really diverse group of entrepreneurs and investors and just cool people. We had a guy from London. So yeah, if you're not yet subscribed and if you're interested in what's going on in my life, I post a lot of it on Instagram. Okay, so yeah, I actually have a lot to tell, but I know you have a lot of questions. And if you want to start asking your questions, I will be reading them from Linguatrip's website. I just gave you the link. Actually, I'm going to give you another link. I'm wondering why I'm giving you a Russian link. I'm supposed to give you an English link. So, oh wow, go Gators, go Gators. Gators is the official team of the University of Florida that accepted me. And I was supposed to become a Gator as well. So yeah, go Gators. Yeah, so the link, I'm going to drop it in the chat. I know there are so many questions of so many messages from you guys that is going to disappear in a moment. But it's still going to be below this video. So if you see this linguatrip.com/en/webinar/71, this is my 71st webinar. I'm doing 2 every week, 1 in Russian, 1 in English. So this is my 71st webinar. Oh, wow. And I remember, I think 3 months ago, oh, no, a year ago when I decided to start them. And I was like, really every week? And now I cannot live without webinars. So I love connecting with you guys. Okay, nice eyes. Thank you. So first question. Is a score of 790 in maths level 2 good for IVs? Yeah, I think it's good enough, but also you should understand that your GMAT score or SAT score or SAT subject score is just 30% of your application. And you have another 70%, which are recommendation letters, your resume, your work experience, your volunteer experience, your GPA, whatever. So really pay attention to everything. Hi from Dubai. My CV is not so strong. Is it possible for me to get into an A-grade MBA college? Okay, guys, so I'm going to skip the questions about is it possible for me to get, because I don't know what else do you have apart from your not so strong CV, and I cannot really understand your situation. So it's really, really tough. Either you can give me more background about yourself or just ask a very specific question. For example, I don't know, what is the average acceptance rate or average GMAT at Harvard MBA? Something like this. Because there are some questions I cannot ask without context. And if you're not giving me the context, I'm like, oh, what do I do? So, okay. And next, oh, wow, 200 people. Hey, Pakistan, Deutsch. Yeah, I just had a consultation with a guy from Germany, I think last week. And I even practiced some German. I think my German is like disappearing because I'm not using it at all. And the only, I was telling this guy from Germany who I was consulting, I was telling him that the only situation where I use my German right now is when I'm flying Lufthansa from San Francisco to St. Petersburg, because they fly and they stop in Frankfurt, and I practice German with airline employees, and I practice German at the airport. And then this is the only situation where I use my German. So it's really disappearing. And yeah, so if you're learning a language, use it all the time. Otherwise, you know, it's just gone. Just like my, well, I don't think my German is gone, but it's getting worse. I'm going for master's in computer science at University of Florida this fall. This is Surab Reddy. Congrats, University of Florida, amazing. Gainesville is this town in the center of Florida, hot, no snow. They have like this river that goes through the town. I've never been there, but I've watched a lot of videos because I was, yeah, I was dreaming of the University of Florida. Any tips for getting scholarships or assistantships? Okay, so in my case, I got the information about assistantships and scholarships at the same time when I got the offer from the university. And this is like in 70% of the cases, it happens in a way that the university tells you, hey, we accepted you, here's your letter. And apart from accepting you, we're offering you 70% of scholarships. I don't know, like we're going to cover 70% of your tuition with scholarships or assistantships or whatever. If they haven't written that, then it means that in order to get your visa, you would need to show the full amount of tuition fees and accommodation fees and everything on your bank account. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get a visa. And then when you come on campus, then you would need to research the job opportunities that they have. Normally, so every student is allowed to work, almost every student is allowed to work 20 hours a week on campus. But on-campus jobs are like, I don't know, working cafeteria. I know the minimum salary would be $10 an hour, so you can make like $200 a week, which is pretty decent for Florida because you can rent a room for like $700, so you will cover your accommodation. But in terms of covering your tuition fees, I think you would need to talk to the admissions committee or financial aid department once you're there. But I would say your chances of getting scholarships are a little lower than if they would have offered you a scholarship at the time when they accepted you. But maybe if you maintain a high GPA during your first semester, then you have chances to getting a scholarship or an assistantship for your next semester. So this is really this is a really individual case, and I would suggest talking to your university. Okay, we have more people joining. Hello, hello, hello. I'm actually gonna open the chat as well. Yeah, guys, if you have like specific questions, I really want to ask you to ask them on LinguaTrip's website, because here in the chat you see like how questions are flowing and I can just miss them. Are you coming to India this year or anytime around? I don't know, but I remember in, I think it was 2010 or 2012. So when I was living in Russia and I was researching, like India is one of the top countries to go on winter vacation because you can go to Goa and swim there. And I was researching the options, but we ended up going to Thailand. I think it was 2013. But no, not yet. So yeah, I will have 2 months of traveling in August and September. And then hopefully I'm back in California, and yeah, I will spend the winter here. But I don't know. Again, it's so difficult for me to plan anything because plans change every moment. Like something happens, we hire a new guy somewhere, I don't know where, and then I need to travel and work with them. So you should prepare one webinar about GRE. You know what? This is a great idea. And we have this teacher, his name is Michael, and he's based in Israel and Moscow, so he's back and forth. So when I'm in Moscow, I'm hoping that I can get him and do this webinar. I think that would be great when the teacher, the GRE teacher, answers your questions live. Yesterday, by the way, at the investors dinner that I was talking about at the beginning of this live stream, I met this girl from Philippines. She just got accepted to IE business school in Madrid, and she decided to take GRE instead of GMAT. And she was telling her experience about passing GRE, and she said, so she hasn't scored a lot, but she had a great background. This is what I'm saying, like your GMAT or GRE score is just 30% of your application. So I think her score was around maybe 300, sorry, I don't remember, but it wasn't really high because we have students who have like 340, 330, and I'm like, wow, you did the best, like you got the maximum in your GRE. So she didn't have this maximum, but she had a really cool background. I think she's around 21. She actually turned 21 3 days ago. But she's helping our investor to donate money in the Philippines. So she's looking for schools that are in need of money. And she's doing this charity work for him, which means meeting a lot of people and figuring out whether they're legit, whether they're not going to spend the money that they're donating on, I don't know, just on themselves. And she had a pretty cool background. So IE, which is the top business school in Europe, accepted her, even with not the highest GRE. Oh, Camilla, if you're watching this, hey, because she promised to watch my live stream today. Yes, so. What science do you study? I don't study science. I do, I run my startup. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay, so I run my company, which is linguatrip.com. Okay, Next question. So I'm going to choose the most, the question that has more details, so I can give an answer that's going to be helpful. If I publish research papers by the time I apply, will I improve my chances of getting into schools like the UCLA or UT Austin for Masters in Civil Engineering? I would say yes. So anything extracurricular is definitely a big bonus, especially if the papers that you're publishing are in English. If they're not in English, then maybe just translating the name of the paper would make sense. But yeah, trying to publish an article in English is a great bonus. And also showing like extracurricular things. But there is an important thing that you should remember. If you have like 1 year before the application and you're trying to plan your time, so for example, you're planning like, oh, I'm going to do like 2 hours a day of GRE and then half an hour a day writing a paper. If you feel that you could have spent this time preparing for GRE instead of writing papers, then I would suggest spending that time on preparing for your GRE. Having a paper or having publications is not a must. This is a good bonus. This is something you can put in your resume or put in your application, say, hey, I've already done my research. I already know what my thesis, my master's thesis is going to be about. And I will be, making my research during my master's studies. But this is not a must. So if you have plenty of time and if publishing a research paper doesn't effort, then yes. So I've published I think I've published around 10. And some of my articles are not like research papers. Some of them are just the plans of my speech at the conference, and they get published in the conference magazines, and they still count towards the resume. So there is this thing when you're speaking at a conference, they can publish your short version of your speech, and this is also a good thing. So yeah, if you have time, please do that. Definitely, thumbs up. Okay, next questions. Guys, please don't repeat the questions. So I see Shivam Yadav. He's asking the same question over and over again. The best thing you can do for me to notice your question is ask the question on linguatrip.com. The link is below the video. So if you ask it there, I won't miss it. But if you ask it in the chat and hundreds of times, I will probably gonna miss it. Oh, I love the question. What's better, masters in Canada or masters in the States? I was actually debating about that yesterday with a Canadian. So, masters in Canada gives you some immigration benefits because Canada is a huge country. So it's the second largest country after Russia. By the way, I met this guy from Netherlands when I was studying in Germany, and he was trying to guess where I'm from. And I told him, hey, so I'm from the largest country in the world. And he was like, Canada? Oh my gosh. So Canada is the second largest country in the world. Russia is the first. This is a small, little geography lesson for you. So yes, and what happens? So Canada has, I think, around, what is the population of Canada? The first who answers get a like from me. But I think I'm going to be the first. Population of Canada, because I'm Googling it. So, the country is huge. And what Canadian government does is it says, hey, we have so many international students who come to our country, get education, get work experience. We should let them stay. We should give them opportunity to stay in our country and live here because they have higher education, they understand how our system works, and we need people because we're such a big country. So every year, instead of tightening the rules, they're actually loosening them. So they're making it easier for foreign students to stay. And so if, for example, if you do a master's degree in one of the state colleges in Canada or state universities, you get 3 years of work permit to stay in Canada and work in Canada and do whatever you want. And so, for example, imagine that you've done master's in engineering. So if you've done master's, it's been 2 years. You graduate from the university. You get a job because you have your work permit, and then you work in your field for 1 year in engineering. And after this year, you can apply for a permanent residency. This is something that, like, I've heard from our students, and this is what we do for our students who study in Canada. And we work with an immigration attorney. So I know there are specific rules for every country. So if you're interested in Canada, I would suggest researching the Canadian immigration website. But I think this is a really cool thing. In the States, for example, if you're doing your master's, and if it's in like economics, you only get 1 year of work experience. But if it's like engineering, you still get 3 years, but you're not able to just apply for green card just based on your work experience. So I think in terms of immigration, yes, Canada is better, but then Canada and the States are completely different countries, like completely different. Canada is this social country where they have high taxes, but then if you don't earn a lot of money, the government is going to support you. In the States, the taxes are okay, but if you don't earn money, you can end up in the street. So this is my opinion on these two countries. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you don't. Canada versus Australia. I've never been to Australia, and honestly, Australia is not a popular destination for our students. I think I see my neighbor crossing the road. No. Okay. So yeah, I cannot really compare Canada and Australia, but I really like Canada. Okay, next question. I'm gonna look for a really specific one. Oh, we have 215 people right now. If you have just joined, don't forget to mention the country you're watching from, because it's really important. And I want to know which countries we have today, which is pretty cool. You know, the geography is really cool. Okay, Canada is cheaper than the US. Yes, Canada is cheaper than the United States. If we compare, like, so in Canada, I've seen programs for like $10,000 a year. In the States, the average would be like $30,000 a year. So yes, Canada is cheaper. And then somebody asked me to compare USA and the UK. If you watch my videos, oh wow, there are so many new countries: Russia, Yemen, India, because Mars. Hello, Matt from Mars. He must be friends with Elon Musk, because otherwise he won't be able to get there. Hello from, okay, Yemen, Kuwait, Moscow, Nigeria, Nepal, India, Tunisia, Russia, Azerbaijan. Wow, 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 wow. So yeah, I was comparing United States to the UK. So if you watched my channel, if you watched a couple of my videos, you know that I was in love with the UK, because this was the first English-speaking country I went to, and my school gave me a scholarship to go to the UK and study English. And I came there, I fell in love, because I went to one of the best schools in the UK where Kate Middleton studied. And I lived with the best family in the UK. And we did all kinds of things. We went to London, we did mountain boarding, which is like skateboarding, but when you go down the mountain. And we cooked, and I had the most amazing time. And I'm like, I want to move to the UK. And this became my dream. But when I started researching, I realized that, one, there are almost no scholarships in the UK. So in the States, for example, yes, you can get scholarships for bachelor or a scholarship to do a master's. If you're doing a PhD, then definitely getting a scholarship. In the UK, you can only get a scholarship if you're doing a PhD. And the bachelor's and master's, you would probably end up paying like, I don't know, 50, well, not 50, but like 20 to 30,000 pounds. But the worst thing about the UK, they kick you out the day you graduate. So you graduated from the university and they say, bye-bye, please leave our island, because we have the small island and we don't want a lot of foreigners right now. So no chance for you to get work experience. But I know, like, I have a couple of students who were able to stay in the UK and get that work experience, but then they traveled to Netherlands to work. So and after Brexit, I think they imposed a tax on a company. So if a company hires an international employee, they need to pay like extra couple £1,000 just to hire him. So they try to prevent international students from staying. So I don't know. If they try to do that, why come to the UK? I don't know. So this is my opinion. Again, there are so many students who have a different opinion. There is this Chimney scholarship that covers everything, but you have a really little chance of getting it. There is still ways to support yourself during education, but yes. If you ask me if I choose, like UK, Canada, or States, you know my choice. I chose the States. The second would be Canada. The third would be Australia. Okay, so do you think German is necessary to learn, or I'll learn Spanish after English? It depends where you are. If you're in the States, definitely learn Spanish. You don't need German here. If you are in Europe, yes, German is great, because I think there are more Spanish people than German speakers in the States. And again, German speakers, like German people, they always learn English. And when I try to practice my German with them, they're like, no, I speak good English. Let's speak English. With Spanish people, even here, not all of them speak good English. And they would love to speak Spanish with me. So yeah, maybe Spanish would make more sense if you're in the States. But based on your name, I thought you might be in the States. Maybe you're not. Okay, let's read some questions from the website. Okay, I am looking for a cool question. Let me see. Oh, tell something about the most popular professions in the USA. Question from Alexandra. I would say the first profession that is in the highest demand right now is engineering, coding, programming, whatever connected to computers. Here in the Silicon Valley, well, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, there are so many IT companies who are struggling to find a cool developer. This is why there are so many foreigners coming here, especially from India and China. I know you guys from India probably have friends who are now in the Silicon Valley working for giants like Google and Facebook and whatever. So I would say this is number one. But of course, sometimes I get asked, like, Marina, I don't like maths, I don't like coding, I hate computers, but you said that engineers are in high demand, so I'm gonna study engineering. No, don't do that, because there are so many shitty engineers that don't get anything. So don't do that. Do that only if you love it. The next profession that is in high demand, well, anything connected with like hospitals, medicine, medical stuff. You know, the highest paid job in the States is anesthesiologist. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this word. Engineering lawyers earn a lot. Like the corporate lawyer who did incorporation for languagehub.com, she charged us $2,500, but this is like a fixed rate for just registering your company. But if I have like a question to her and if I want to chat with her, she would say you need to pay $950 per hour just to chat with her. And this is ridiculous. And I know a lot of foreign lawyers who come here as well, and they help people. So they do their JD or LLM, and then they help people, especially startups, like startup registration. I'll actually make a video about with a lawyer here. I'll ask her about her education. So I have a friend who did her JD in Berkeley. I'll ask her something. She's coming in tomorrow to film. So yeah, legal education. And then I would say sales and marketing also in high demand, especially if you're a good salesperson. Everybody would love to hire you. But you have to be like, selling is something that comes from here, not from like outer world into your head. You have to be a seller from your heart. Like selling to people and being persuasive and going out there and selling the product. Okay, next question. Oh, microbiology? Oh, definitely. Oh, anything connected with research in medicine, like microbiology or yeah, a lot of money is being poured into medicine right now. Have you heard, there was this story about, what was the name of the company? If you remember, so I'm going to tell you the story. If you remember the name, please write it in the comment. So there was this lady who raised, I think, around $500 million in investment for her company. And her company, Theranos, the company. So she claimed that she can only take a drop of your blood to run all kinds of tests that you can think of, like hormones, whatever. So, and there was this guy from Stanford. He's like a professor and he's like in his 60s and he knows he has some health problems and he tracks a certain indicators in his blood. And he's like, wow, now I can just give them a drop of my blood and they're gonna run all of the indicators. So he did that. He used her company Theranos. He ran this test and the results came in and he realized that if he had those results, he would have been dead. So he was really concerned. He thought something was going on with his health. So he went to the CVS store. The CVS is, I have one across the street. So the CVS store is a pharmacy where you can give blood or you can buy kombucha or you can buy paper for your office. Like they sell everything. So he went to the CVS store and he gave more blood to run the same test. And the CVS store test came back normal. So he thought maybe there was some kind of mistake. And the next day he went to Theranos again, gave this drop of blood. And then the indicators came back completely different. Like this change that they showed from one day to another would have meant that he's dead again. So he started researching and he realized that this company Theranos, they were not able to do anything with a drop of blood. They were trying to mix it with water or whatever. So they were doing some weird stuff. And the founder, she was just really well connected with the IT world and with investors. And she even had someone from the government on her board. And this was a huge scandal in the Silicon Valley because so they invested so much money in a company that did nothing. And investors haven't even tried the company before investing. Like our investor yesterday, he went to Spain to study. He sent his friend to Spain to study. He sent his niece to Tokyo to study. So he like tested everything that the company is working. So he has trust in us and he gave feedback. Those investors, they just poured millions and that's it. But the point is, if you are in medicine, there's so much money in medicine. And if you're a good professional, you would definitely, definitely get out there and raise money for your idea or get a job with a startup here. Okay. Next, questions. Yeah, question and answers is QA. QA is also quality assurance. Deutsch ist einfach, aber ich bin sicher, dass allein Lingua Marina versteht mich. I think more people understand you. I think we have German. So if you look at my channel statistics, 25% would be from the States, 25% of views. Then 10% of views would be from India. And then 7% of views will be from Germany. And then we'll have Denmark and like Russia and some European countries that have like 3-4%. Okay. Which universities? Okay, not Silicon Valley vlog is the best. Thank you. I am trying to find a cool question. Okay, let's go to LinguaTrip's website and check the new questions. Oh, great question about Coursera, about online education. I'm in high school and I do university level courses in Coursera and got 2 certificates from Stanford. Will it help my application? Do Coursera certificates matter? So I wanted to tell you about my opinion of online education. First, it's great to get knowledge, and there are so many free online courses. Like if you want to run a startup, you don't have to enroll on a really expensive course, you just can go on Coursera, and they have a course from MIT on entrepreneurship, or like MIT even published all of its courses for free. So you can get information easily. But if you think, wow, can I just do my master's online? I don't think that's going to work. And this is the reason why. Reason one is that when you're getting education, you're traveling to a new country, you're meeting people, and you're building the network, which is super important, because that network, the people that you meet, are going to introduce you to the companies. They're going to hire you to their companies. They're going to start their own startups. So you want to collaborate with the students. And the second reason is that you get work permits for the countries where you're studying. Like, as I said, Canada, you get 3 years. America, if you study a STEM subject, science, technology, engineering, maths, you get 3 years of work experience. So yes, if you have those certificates from Coursera, Stanford, definitely list them in your resume. But exchanging them with real world education, like offline education, I don't think it really makes sense. This is my answer. No, I'm not ignoring South Asians. What is this comment about? What is a Coursera? Coursera is a free website where you can study anything for free. Yes, nice network is a key to success. Definitely agree. Okay, and on to the next question. Okay, I'm gonna drink my tea while I'm reading. Can you tell me what are work opportunities for international graduates in the US after masters, especially working on F1 visas? Do employers prefer hiring them? Amazing question. Amazing. Okay, so once you when you're in your university in the United States, you get an F visa and you get 20 hours of work permit, but you can only work on campus. So for example, if you're in Stanford, you can help your professor, or you can work in a cafeteria, you can work in an international department, you can do whatever, but on campus. So your university has to be your employer. If you feel that you have time to work off campus, you can apply for a CPT. So this is something that the USCIS, the Immigration Authority, they allow you to work off campus, but you need to prove that your job is connected with the subject that you're studying. And again, I'm just sharing the experience of our students. If you want to be like 100% sure about what's going on with the work experience during your studies, please refer to the USCIS website. I actually met with them a couple of weeks ago. They came to this house, not like to arrest me, but they asked me about my experience of going through the immigration process in the States, because they are, and if you are in this, like if you're interested in this topic, they are improving a lot of processes. They're bringing a lot of things online. I love how they work. And they have all of the updated information about like work experience. So yeah, our students can work off campus if their job is connected with their subject. So you can apply through your university and ask, hey, it's not like you will work on at Starbucks. If you're studying engineering, you should work in an engineering company 20 hours a week. And this is when you can get a CPT. Once you graduate, you have up to 3 years of work permit to stay in the States. But I would suggest looking for your employer starting like your second semester. So I have this, oh, you remember, last webinar, I had Vlad from Harvard MBA. So he started looking for his internship when he was in his second semester, year one. He found a company, a startup here in San Francisco. He came here. He's working here for 3 months. And he said he already got an offer from that company for him to stay and work for them. So yeah, he already has an offer, but he has another year that he has to study, but they are waiting for him. So it depends on how much you hustle. The recent data came out that the unemployment rate in the States for people who have higher education is 2%. 2% means that companies are struggling to find a professional because everyone is employed. Like 2% is nothing. Maybe they are like having a kid, or maybe they're just taking some time off. Is that if you have higher education, you're in the States, and you're in a geography where there is high demand particular profession, like the Silicon Valley, where there's this super high demand for IT specialists, then your chances are really good. But you have to be a good professional, because America is about high standards. It's about learning fast. It's about working 12 hours a day or more. Okay. Did Trump make it difficult for Indians to come to the USA? Trump hasn't changed anything. Why are you complaining about Trump? He hasn't done anything about about student immigration. He hasn't done nothing. He has more things to do. He might get back to the immigration issues in September. That's what they say. But no, he hasn't done anything. He is dealing with other stuff, I guess. He only, this travel ban, but this was for some Muslim countries. But no, students are not affected. And India is not affected. Wow, so many questions, guys. Thank you. My laptop is going to die in 10 seconds. So let me plug it into the charger. Give me a moment. I'm sorry. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody came. I'm sorry. Hi.
Hi, that's control.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
I was just seeing the room.
No, that's done in a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, this is so funny. I said it's a weird day. So I'm I plugged my laptop, but I'm looking for the charger, and I hear somebody in my apartment, just a man. He just entered, pest control. Yeah, I don't know how he opened the door because it was shut. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, that was so weird. You open the door and there is a man, and he's like doing something with a pistol. I think they're looking for insects, but we don't have any insects, so they haven't found anything and they're just gone. But that was a little scary. You're like, oh. Okay, if that happened like in Russia, I would freak out. Okay, let's look for other questions. I was talking about something and I forgot. Are you a singer? Are you single? I'm a singer. I just recorded a song, and it will be, I think I will release it in August. But those who are following me on Instagram, you know that I recorded it like some time ago. It just takes a little while to edit the video, and don't be afraid, Marina, you got us. You know what? Like, this is really scary when you're just in your apartment and somebody comes in. They had like notices that they're gonna check the apartments, but that happens so randomly. Okay, and the key disappeared. Okay, like so many weird stuff, so much weird stuff is happening today. I don't know why. Okay, next question. How would US universities calculate my GPA if I were an international student? They do not recalculate your GPA. They just tell you to state your average grade and the maximum grade that you have. So for example, you have 3.6 out of 5, and this is what you have to state. You don't have to recalculate. They're going to do it themselves. But you need to recalculate your GPA just for yourself to compare yourself to other students, because they publish the average class profile for every, the majority of universities will have the average class profile, and they would say, like, last year we accepted students with the average GPA of 3.6 out of 4. So you need to understand how you compare to those students, but this is it. You don't have to do all of the calculations to present them to your university, just for yourself. I love you, Marina. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know I haven't mentioned this on my English channel, but I prefer not to talk about my personal life because I feel that this is a blog about being motivated, studying, traveling, singing, but not like relationship blog. There are so many relationship blogs out there where people give advice like how to date, how to get married, or whatever. My blog is not about that, so I just don't like to go into that topic. I'm sorry, but yeah. As I said, there are so many bloggers out there who chat about relationships. And there's Sarah, my friend, Sarah Norris. We've done a couple of collabs with her. She's American. She has a Swiss boyfriend. And she loves to talk about differences that they have and how does it feel to date a foreigner. So, yeah. Okay. NYC versus LA. Of course, LA, it snows in NYC. New York, like in winter, it gets crazy. I wouldn't imagine myself freely moving to New York, like never. LA, 100%, San Francisco, California, Florida. But you know, it's really different for everyone. Like the weird thing about me is I hate snow. And I've spent 25 years in Russia. 25 years in Russia, with snow coming in every November and leaving in April. So 6 months of snow, amazing. I hated it. Like I was so depressed all the time we had first snow. So I'm so happy that I have this opportunity to stay in California in winter. This is the best. Or like stay somewhere where it doesn't snow. You're not alone, we're with you. Yeah, let's fight those pest controls, guys. Is there anyone from Canada? Is there anyone from Canada watching? If you are, there are people looking for you. What are the universities you got admitted to? I got admitted to Johns Hopkins, the University of Florida, University of Illinois, University of Tampa, University of Scranton, and I almost got admitted to MIT. What I mean almost is that because after interview, I decided to not do my MBA in MIT. But yeah, I don't have the decision from them. Ranking of the US colleges, something to think about when choosing the school. Of course. Of course, if you have chance to get into top universities, then do that. If you don't, then consider schools that are better than others. So yeah, definitely pay attention to rankings. And pay attention to rankings that are subject rankings. So for example, if we look at, I'm trying to think, what subject? But for example, like Stanford is the second business school in the world, but in terms of like maybe medicine, it won't be the top. So does having your own startup after having a master's degree help you in immigration in the USA or making other investment after doing your master's? So with the immigration, I think these are completely different things. You need to have an employer, and your startup can be your employer if you're applying to O1. So in my case, I was applying for O1, so my master's didn't really matter. So for my visa, I just needed to show them that my startup is doing well and that we have investors, that we have publications. I actually need to shoot a video about my work visa. This is a great idea. Ali Shahzad, thank you so much for asking this question, because I was thinking what video I should do about for my English channel this week. And I'm going to make a video about getting my O1 visa. I'm going to talk about my experience. This is definitely something you can relate to, but always hire an immigration attorney. They are the best. They know what to do. Consult the USCIS website, but I'm going to tell about my experience. Thank you so much, Ali, because I was thinking like, which video should I release this week? Thank you. So it's going to be, I will try to record it maybe tomorrow, and then it's going to go live on Friday. So don't forget, Friday, new video about getting an O1 visa. I made it like official. So now I have no excuses not to shoot it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Oh, by the way, let me know if you like the topic. Like if you like the topic of this video, not this live stream, the video I'll be making for Friday. So if you're interested in O1 visas, tell me in the comments that you will be interested to watch it. Okay. Why can't I hear your voice? Too much distortion. Reload the live stream. I have a really good mic, like a really good mic, a really good mic. So the quality of the sound should be amazing. You know what happened last week? I bought a new camera for my live streams. I bought like 4K camera for $200, Logitech. I tried to connect it to YouTube, doesn't work. And I don't know how to set up the encoder. I tried like for 2 hours and I freaked out, stressed out, and I'm gonna give the camera back. Ich bin interessiert. Okay, I'm just reading German phrase. Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah. Oh okay. This is because you like the topic of the video. Yeah, cool. Okay, I see people interested. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about my experience of getting the O1 visa. Good idea. Oh, okay, great. Great. Excited to film it for you. Because when I filmed it for my Russian channel, I was overexcited. And I was speaking like at a speed, at 3x my normal speed. And some people complained that they couldn't understand what I was saying because I was mumbling, oh, I get my visa, I get my work visa. But I will try to do a better one for my English channel. Thank you so much again for the idea. This is so cool. Okay, next. You're not paying attention to my question. I am. I'm sorry. I'll try to look for it. Okay. I am B1 level. I learned German. Is it good to talk to people? B1 is enough. Yeah. Go. Oh, it wasn't your question. I'm sorry. Abdul, I'm looking for your question. Abdul, I don't. Oh, here we go. Hi, Marina. I'm a 10th grader. I'm going to apply for high school in the US. Can you please tell me that my city marks matter on my 10th grade marks? Both matter. So both your GPA at school, your marks at school matter, and your SAT matters. So pay great attention to your GPA, pay great attention to your SAT, your TOEFL as well, and also your background. If you're applying to a top school, make sure you have some maybe like relevant work experience, maybe like volunteer work, something like that. How did you connect to other people with different cultures? I just talk a lot. I'm very, I love people. I love talking to people. I love finding out their stories, sharing mine, inspiring, exchanging ideas. I think this is like, if you're open to people, people will open up to you. And this is what I love doing. This is what I'm doing right now, connecting to 200 people. Isn't that great? Like we're all from different countries and we're here right now, watching me freaking out about people in my apartment and losing my keys. Okay, please review my question. If it was, so I can review a question if it's on LinguaTrip. Here, 25th question. Okay, BVEC. And I don't know what MBBS means. I'm sorry. If you could like elaborate what MBBS abbreviation means, I'm sorry. I don't know like everything. About like providing full scholarship, again, this is the question I cannot just answer just by seeing the question. Yes, I think almost every program can provide a full scholarship. And then it depends whether you're good enough, whether your qualifications are high enough for them to provide this full scholarship. Oh, somebody tells me in Russian they started learning English because they're watching me. True work. Thank you. For each level of German language, how much time do you need to finish a level? Here's the rule of thumb that we use for language schools all over the world. So in LinguaTrip, we help people study languages in the countries where these languages are spoken. So for example, if you go to Germany to learn German, I would say you would need a minimum of 8 weeks to get into the next level. So if you start with B1, then you need 8 weeks to get into B2 level. And this is for almost every language, but it's different for every person. So what happened to me in Germany, I switched from B2 to C1 really fast in 2 weeks. For some people, it would take like 10 weeks. It depends on how much you work, how much time you spend speaking your own language, because you can even go to Germany or England to learn English, and you can spend 8 hours a day on your phone, on your WhatsApp, with your, oh my God, what? So many Wow, missed calls. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call them back. So yeah, and you can spend all of your time texting your friends back in your home country or talking to your parents in your native language, and then it will take you twice as long or 3 times as long as you would have it would have taken if you just stayed in the country and isolated yourself from your language. Okay. English is hard for Russians. No, actually, English is easier than German. It's easier than Russian, definitely, because it doesn't have this complicated grammar. Okay, next question. Is it better to study TOEFL by myself, or I need to get some classes? I would suggest always start by yourself and see whether you're motivated enough to continue. Because even if you won't start yourself, why pay to the teacher for them to make you study? Because everything has to come from your heart, and it has to come from your motivation and your goals. So it's just starting on your own, spend like a couple of weeks training just with yourself, with some books. And then once you realize that you need external help, external advice, external guidance, then hire a tutor. Yeah. Can you please do specific undergrad videos over SAT prep? I think I have an SAT prep video. And I have an application admissions process video. There is this 1-hour live stream. I made it 2 weeks ago. University application explained. How hard it is to get visa for your parents if you move to US for masters? I think it doesn't really matter. If your parents traveled enough and if they have enough funds to travel, again, you can go to the USCIS website to check your country. But I guess there are certain things they're checking, like getting enough money on your bank account and having ties to your home country. And if they have like jobs in I guess it's India, if they have bank accounts there, then yeah, why not? What do you think about masters in financial mathematics? I think it's great. Anything connected with mathematics is great. Okay. Is there an online university for free? I think there are many, but again, I don't like online education. I don't believe in online education. I believe in making real life connections. I like how people are including pineapples and watermelons in their questions, so I can pay attention. Physical education study, alternative medicine. The rule of thumb for medicine, for medical studies in the US, they would not let you interact with people unless you have the proper education. If it's physical education study, we had a student who wanted to do that, and we ended up researching job opportunities for him, and it was just like helping team coach, like being there, but not like having his own consultancy. Okay, don't forget there. Okay, German dialects. Oh, can we become business partners? Oh, can we business partners? Sorry, I didn't get the question. But I already have 2 partners. So LinguaTrip is founded by 3 people. Me, and then Dimitri number 1 and Dimitri number 2. So I have 2 Dimitris. So it's a company of 3 founders, and now, wow, 21 people. Oh my gosh. Okay. Please answer my question and suggest me SAP. I'm feeling sleepy because it's 1:45 a.m. in Nepal. So okay, if you ask your question on LinguaTrip, Raju, I would have read it, but I don't see it on LinguaTrip, and I cannot go through that big chat. Okay, is it possible in the US to send applications before your exam results? Yes, it is possible. So if you've taken your exam 2 weeks prior to the application, you don't have your results yet, just let the admissions committee know that you've taken the exam, and just submit your application and tell them you're going to receive the results in a week or in 2 weeks. What? No. Okay, so we have 1 minute left. I just wanted to thank you guys for this live stream. It was amazing. I'm going to see you in 1 week, 12 p.m. You know what? My keys are here. I'm out of my prison. They didn't get lost. They were just taken by mistake. Okay, my keys are back. I think this is a great ending to this live stream. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 12 p.m. And I'm going to answer your questions, and I'm going to give you updates about my life. And thank you again so much. And thank you so much for the idea for the new video. Friday, you're going to hear my story about getting my work visa to work in the USA for my startup, linguatrip.com. Okay, have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.